On behalf of everyone at WNET, congratulations to Steve Adubato and the Caucus Educational Corporation on 25 great years of broadcasting.
Hi, I'm Bernie Flynn. At New Jersey Manufacturers Insurance Company, we believe that all citizens need to be informed about the important issues that affect their daily lives. That's why we're proud to support programming produced by Caucus Educational Corporation and their partners in public television.
This special edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Tisch WNET studios at Lincoln Center. Funding has been provided by Hackensack University Health Network, Sun National Bank, New Jersey Natural Gas, proud to support education in our communities. United Water, making the planet sustainable is the best job on earth. County College of Morris, connecting learning and life. The Merck Company Foundation. And by Fedway Associates, Inc. Promotional support provided by the Star Ledger and NJ.com, Everything Jersey. And by the New Jersey Business and Industry Association and its monthly magazine, New Jersey Business.
This is One-on-One.
When you first heard that they were doing Charlie Rose and Gayle King, didn't you go, what?
People like laughing at others, so I don't mind if the other is me.
See, you go right into the character. That's what it is.
I'm bringing families together a half an hour each week. Man, I'm doing something special.
And so I do feel successful.
Hey, folks, I'm Steve Adubato. More importantly, I want to introduce you to the first guy of this type we've ever had in the studio. He is Matt Serra. He is the former UFC Welterweight Champion, and I've watched many of his fights in the Octagon.
Excellent.
Right?
Yes, the Octagon.
On April 7, 2007, in UFC 69, I watched him against Georges St. Pierre, considered one of the greatest fighters of all time. It was a pretty big upset. You won the championship, right?
Yes, I did. Thank you for bringing that up. Don't bring up the rematch while I'm here.
Oh, was there a rematch?
No, that's a rumor. There was a rumor about a rematch. Yeah, but the first one went well. Thank you.
And Georges St. Pierre, again, considered by many to be so great. You were a huge underdog. Describe going in that fight, why you were so confident, Matt.
Well, you know, I'm known, my background is in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu.
By the way, before you go any further, do you mind if I plug
my schools?
You and your brother Nick. You have schools are called the Serra BJJ Academy, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu.
Yes, it's Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. It's serrabjj.com. And again, we teach Brazilian Jiu Jitsu to the masses, from 8-year-olds to guys in their 50s.
And you grew
yourself could be a student.
You grew out in your island and grew up in the island, right?
Yes, yes. I grew up in East Meadow, Long Island.
So describe that fight again and why it was so huge. We're going in. What were you feeling?
Oh, well, let me tell you. Huge underdog, obviously, because George is quite the stud, and he was just going through people. You know, I felt I had a trick up my sleeve. You know, I'm known, again, as a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu expert. I get the fight to the floor in my previous fights, and I win either by submission or dominant position, and work the guys over down there. That's what I was known
Excuse me for interrupting. Welterweight, about 185, right?
Well, maybe now in the off season with the pasta, but no, welterweight's 170.
No. 170.
Yes,
that's the limit.
170-pound limit. Yes.
185 is
middleweight.
Middleweight. Okay, yes. Welter. Got it.
Yes.
Go ahead. So 170 going in.
Yeah. So big, big underdog on paper, but in sparring leading up to the fight, I've been having good results and hurting people with the 16-ounce gloves. So when we have these little gloves going in there, me being known as a ground expert, I felt I had hey, there I am. Look at those abs.
Man, you're ripped.
Listen, a couple of months without the pasta, that's what I look like.
Right.
But
so you're doing the 16-ounce gloves.
Yeah, when I'm sparring leading up to my fight. So in the fight itself, you wear your, smaller gloves. I've had good results in my boxing.
You could hurt people with those.
Oh, you sure can. And I did. And I won the title.
When you win it like that, and when people didn't expect it, but you did, describe right after what it feels like.
Oh, wow. I mean, that was...
you're the king then, right?
Yeah, right? It doesn't matter what happens the next day, what happens tomorrow, what happens the rest of my career. Everything else was going to be gravy, because I lived my Rocky movie right there. So
that was it right there.
Yeah, and being a big Rocky fan, I felt like I lived my, Rocky, Cinderella Man, I lived it, but the MMA version, which is even cooler because it's a cooler sport.
It's so interesting. By the way, stay on that, because being a fight fan for a long time and watching boxing and watching UFC moves faster. And with boxing, it's so unevenly matched so often, and there are very few really good fights. UFC has overtaken boxing on so many levels.
Yeah.
Dana White's done an incredible job with UFC. Great marketing, branding, taking over the smaller, if you will, brands. Question, where is boxing? Where's UFC?
Well, I mean, I think that they're two different animals, even though they're both combat sports. Boxing, it's not like back in the day with Mike Tyson, where everybody's gathering around waiting for the, ooh, this is going to be great. You know, boxing, again, it's UFC, mixed martial arts.
Right.
UFC is the sport of fighting, you know, and in that you could use not just your hands. In boxing, you got a couple things to worry about. And you have in mixed martial arts, in the Ultimate Fighting Championship, you got your left, your right, you have your elbows, you have your knees, you have your legs. If it's not working out for you upstairs, you could take the fight to the floor. You could arm locks, chokeholds. And, you know, it makes it way more exciting, personally.
Exciting, but here's the thing. In New York State, where we are obviously taping, we're here in our Tisch WNET studio, Lincoln Center, not legal.
You know what?
Like, you couldn't fight down the street in
Isn't
your
that
place,
horrendous?
Madison Square Garden, where I know you want to fight, right?
Yes, yes.
You couldn't do it.
You know, I believe they are working on that. I mean, it's one of what,
years
two
it's been going
states.
on.
I mean,
Yes.
only us and only
Two
New York
states,
and Connecticut.
that's it.
And
That's
Connecticut. You know, I fought in New Jersey before. I fought in Connecticut before. I don't.
Tell folks how safe you think it is.
Well, let me tell you, I could personal experience without getting into all the, you know, the experts and what the everything that they you know, comparing it to football, a lot of other sports out there, football, hockey, I don't know, a number of them, very violent, very dangerous, you know, but people are used to it. So then when they see mixed martial arts and they lump it in there like, oh, look at this, it's a street fight. That's an uneducated person looking at that. I mean, I've been fighting since 2001 in the UFC, nothing more than a few stitches, you know? And you know, I feel like I got my marbles.
But, you know, it's interesting. You started fighting, when did you know you wanted to fight?
I was a lifelong martial artist. I mean, other kids growing up or playing Little League, my father had me watching Kung Fu Theater, Bruce Lee. That's what I grew up on, you know? I used to do Wing Chun Kung Fu as a kid. And then in my high school years, my father turned me on to Brazilian Jiu Jittsu, the Gracie family, Renzo Gracie.
Right.
My college was right here in Manhattan. It was the Renzo Gracie Academy.
Right.
That's Renzo Gracie, from obviously the famous fighting family of the Gracies.
Right. They wore the gi.
Yes.
They were
one
one of the
for
last
sure.
to wear it, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
The
they
champions.
fought in that back
Right.
in the day. Now
Right.
it's, you know, now
It's a different sport.
It's a different sport. It evolved.
And describe, because that's that academy. Describe your academy with your brother Nick today.
Well, you know what? I mean, I pass on Brazilian. I teach Brazilian Jiu Jittsu. That's my, you know, that's my love. That's my passion. But we also teach Muay Thai, wrestling, kickboxing.
More of you.
Look at this guy. Wow.
Is that no pasta?
That's no pasta, unfortunately.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, this is pasta, but the suit holds it together nice. And at 5'6", every pound shows, so I got to make sure Dana White always busts my chops.
By the way, I mentioned Dana twice now. Dana White is the president
Yes,
and CEO
the president of
UFC.
the UFC and a buddy of mine, and he likes to break chops in the off season. With me.
But you're still tied with these guys. The last time you
Yes.
fought, I believe, September 2010?
Yes, was my buddy Chris Lytle.
Okay, because you said something. You made an interesting comment talking about Rocky.
Yeah.
There's a great line in the Rocky movie. Rocky wanted to come back. Why? Because there's what going on in the basement?
Oh, he had some stuff in the basement.
Some stuff in the basement.
I've
The
used
stuff
that
would-
before when
the
people
stuff
ask,
would
"Are
be
you
what?
retired yet?" That's when Paulie goes, "What? You haven't peaked yet?" Listen, I know those movies. Forget about Rocky V, but the rest of them I know them all.
Well, you got any stuff in your basement?
You know what? I'm going to be 39 in June. I'm headed out. If this thing got legal in New York, hopefully by the fall, I would love a goodbye fight at the Madison Square Garden. Is that too much to ask?
Against?
I mean, you see, Matt Hughes is a former.
Come on,
MSS
you
line.
and Matt were
That
like
would be
this,
beautiful.
right?
Yes. That would be great. That would
How
be
about, I
great.
saw you and Matt when you did the thing on Spike,
Yes,
no?
we did
Spike
the
TV.
Ultimate Fighter.
That
We
was
coached
great
versus each
TV.
other. That was great TV, and we had a very close fight, which he won by a narrow position.
You could do that again, the Madison Square Garden.
We could if it was legal here. Do you know any people? You got to make some calls, Steve.
Listen, but that would be great.
You're on
By the way-
TV.
By the way, plug your family, because you have two daughters, right?
Yes,
And you got another one on the
Angelina,
way, right?
Maria. I have Angelina, my 4-year-old.
Angelina, Maria,
Yes,
all
Maria.
Irish names. Go ahead.
And and most likely, I'm pushing for Sophia is going to be here in June. Yeah.
And even though your family's growing, you got the 3 beautiful daughters, which you said is tougher than the octagon.
Yeah, that's rough. Well, maybe not right now, but in their teenage years, you know that first GSP fight, somebody comes in, a boy comes over, that's going to be on loop for sure.
That kid comes in.
He comes in. I go, what are you watching, Mr. Serra? Oh, no, that's a fight of me back in the day. And just me handling business.
You just happen to have it
Yeah.
on TV.
And if it's going to be a revolving door, he's going to walk right out. Yeah.
Matt, listen, it's an honor to have you on.
Thanks for having me.
Wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you so much.
When things do become legal here in New York State, plug everybody to make sure to go check Matt out. Also, you and your brother Nick, your academy, and we wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you so much for having me, Steve. All right.
Take care of yourself.
Thank you.
This is Steve Adubato. This is the Tisch WNET Studios in Lincoln Center. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. That was great.
If you would like more information on this program, or if you'd like to express an opinion, email us at info@caucusnj.org. Visit us online at oneonone.org, or find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Steve Adubato, PhD.
There he is, Jacques Torres. He is known as Mr. Chocolate. Chocolate Executive Officer of Jacques Torres Chocolate. How you doing?
I'm doing terrific. What's about you?
I noticed you have a very New York accent.
Yes, Brooklyn, actually, Brooklyn.
It's great. By the way, correct me on a few things.
Yes.
Is it not a fact that you knew that you wanted to be a pastry chef at 13 in France?
And I'm still a pastry chef.
But you knew?
A little bit over 13 in
How
America.
did you know at 13?
You know, my brother was a chef. I know that I want to be a craftsman. I want to be a chef. There was no good restaurant. I try on the weekend and on my day off at the school to work a little bit in a pastry shop. And when I discovered this world, I fall in love. I say, you know what? That's what I'm going to do for my life. And I did.
You came to the United States when?
I came to US when I was 28. So it's been a while.
And describe for folks your operation, Jacques Torres Chocolate. Describe where you are and so folks can know more about you.
So Jacques Torres Chocolates, we start in Dumbo, Brooklyn, just in between the Manhattan Bridge and the Brooklyn Bridge, just on the other side, in Brooklyn side. We stay there, and we're still there today, but for 4 years. Then I moved half of the production in Manhattan at Hudson and King.
Is that the original?
This is the original, correct. So Brooklyn first, then Hudson and King in Manhattan. Then I opened the one in Upper West Side, 73rd, 74 in Amsterdam.
Yeah, that's our director, Bob Morris's neighborhood.
We love that. I love that.
Yes.
And then Chelsea Market, Rockefeller Center. And now I'm opening a 40,000 square foot manufacturer in Brooklyn, actually.
In Brooklyn, 40,000
yes.
feet.
Yeah, 40,000 square foot, yes.
Now, about your chocolate.
Yes.
Okay, a couple things. First of all, you said the windows are right there. People could see people working inside. And that it would be almost impossible to steal any of your recipes or what you do, because what you can't replicate is quality.
Quality and techniques. Quality and techniques are usually the most difficult things to duplicate. You can look at how a Rolls-Royce is made, a Ferrari is made, but it's only one Rolls-Royce company, one Ferrari company. I mean, those car quality. And I think that quality is always the most difficult things to duplicate. And of course, techniques, I do that for many years now, over 35 years. So yes, techniques are also, difficult to duplicate.
I'm curious about this. When you came to the United States in 1988, I'm always fascinated by people's story, like how they pulled it together.
I come in this country for 2 years. That was it.
That was your plan?
My plan was to stay here 2 years and see what's happening and learn the language. And I love the American way. What
do you love about us?
I don't know. People are nice in New York. You say that in the rest of the country, people don't believe you, but I think that people are nice in New York. Walk in the street with a plan, and in 2 minutes, people will ask you, where are you going? Can I help you? I find that amazing. And the American way, the entrepreneur way, I love that. I do love that. So when I come to US, I come for the Ritz-Carlton. I stay 1 year.
The Ritz-Carlton
hotel. And then I end up in New York a year later.
Were you at Le Cirque as well?
I'm sorry?
You're at Le Cirque as well?
Yes, I was at Le Cirque for 12 years. So after the Ritz-Carlton, I start in New York. And I was scared of New York. New York to me, it's a big city. And I come from a place where it's called Bandol. 7,000 people live in Bandol. It's less than in one building in New York.
So it was not Paris?
It's not Paris, no.
Okay.
It was a very small town in Provence. And then, after 2 years in New York, I completely embrace it. And now I love New York. I actually live in New York a little bit like, south of France.
Talk about how people respond to the chocolate, because there's lots of different chocolate places, if you will. What do you think it is about your chocolate that people have responded to the point where you've been able to expand the way you have?
I think that the first thing was that we opened at the right time. There was almost no chocolatier in New York. 12 years ago, the movie Chocolat just came out. There was that big things about chocolates, but also it was already a movement in US about quality of the food rising, quality of the coffee rising, quality of Starbucks starts and all those companies start to do better product. And chocolate's the same. People know only few brands, but everybody gets a little bit more attention to quality product. And that's when I start. And I was a little bit hard to get. I was in Dumbo. The subway was not exactly close to us, but just one stop after Manhattan. And I was very surprised to see a line in front of the store, especially on Saturday.
In Brooklyn?
That was crazy. In Brooklyn. And this is why we expand. Seeing the response that I get was amazing. And I was the first chef to move to Brooklyn, which is something very, very fashionable today to move to Brooklyn. But at that time,
not then.
I was the first chef to move. And I think a lot of Brooklyners was happy to see a chef from Manhattan coming to Brooklyn. And with my Brooklyn accent, this fits perfectly.
I'm curious about this. The risks that people talk about as a business person.
Yes.
Associated with it, investing money, getting money, putting it in there, putting your life savings, if you will, on the line.
So,
how's that feel?
It's scary, but I put my saving into that company, but I built it myself. I became the carpenter, the painter. I really did it myself.
You built the first factory by hand?
Yes. Three friends, two friends that I hired and helped me, and myself. My dad was a carpenter, so I have some notion of what I was doing, and I know how to spackle a cake. So spackle a wall was pretty much the same thing, same tools. So, this is what I did. I built it. I hire, of course, an electrician, a plumber. Those people need to have a license. But to do carpentry and all those things, no need.
But Jacques, I'm curious about this. I know you have a passion for chocolate and the world of baking and pastry.
And making. This is what I love to do something with my hand.
But in the minute we have left, I'm curious about this. As someone who has to manage a business, lead a business, this is a business. I have a passion for this. I had to learn the business. How did you learn the business?
I think that this is the most difficult things to do. Making the chocolates, no problem. Setting up a machine.
That's the art. That's the fun.
Yes, but running the business, this is not something that who I am. This is not something that I'm an expert on.
You mean disciplining and dealing with employees and their performance? That's fun, right?
I'm not very disciplined, myself. So how do you discipline an employee when you're not disciplined yourself? But now we have between 60 and 80 employees. So I have to learn.
You're the boss.
Yes.
You're the man.
Not every day, but I try to be.
But that's challenging.
It is. But it's fun. Success is fun, and I do recommend to anyone that has that dreams, just do it.
America's a great country, isn't it?
America is the best country. I love it. I am an American today.
And I love how the Americans and French have such a great relationship.
Not always.
I was going to say, getting better every day, Jacques.
Thank you very much.
Because of people like you. Yeah, thank you very much. All the best. Listen, Steve Adubato and people like Jacques are here. We'll be back right after this. Thank you.
Merci.
That was wonderful.
If you would like more information on this program, or if you'd like to express an opinion, email us at info@caucusnj.org. Visit us online at oneonone.org, or find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Steve Adubato, PhD.
Susan Spencer is the editor-in-chief of Women's Day magazine. Good to see you, Susan.
Nice to be here.
Women's Day is turning 75.
Actually, 76.
Is that right?
76 years old.
Started what year?
It started in 1931, and it was a supermarket magazine.
And it's changed dramatically over the years. By the way, I'm going to hold this one up. I know we have some of the really early editions. This is one of the more recent ones.
Yeah.
Paula Dean.
Yeah.
Down 36 pounds.
Go Paula.
Fascinating story. Describe Women's Day brand, what it was, what it is, what it's going to be?
Well, Women's Day is probably one of the more trusted magazines to American women, and as I said before, been around for 76 years. And we started out as a supermarket menu sheet at A&P Supermarkets.
What's a menu sheet?
A menu sheet is like a list of recipes, essentially.
That was pretty 1939.
Yeah, there you
39.
go.
2 cents.
2 cents, can you believe it?
Right.
And before it even became a magazine, it grew to circulation of 800,000. So you can imagine, even today, that would be an amazing circulation. Right. And then in 1937 it became a magazine, and we're still around. So our brand is really, it's very old, it's very trusted. We've had readers who say that their grandmothers read the magazine, their mothers read the magazine, they read the magazine. People really see it as a very trusted source of information for them. We were out across America in the fall talking to a lot of our readers and listening to them. And I remember one woman took the magazine and put her hand on it, and she said, "This is my girl. This is my girl. This is what I use." And she used the recipes, she uses the crafts, she looks at the fashion. So it's really something that she comes to help her in all areas of her life.
It's interesting, with a lot of magazines out there that focus on celebrity and gossip.
Right.
And some pretty lowbrow stuff. Not your thing.
No, not our thing. Our readers do, they want information from us. So when we do put a celebrity on the cover like Paula Deen, it's really a celebrity who is giving them information. They're not as interested in, somebody's having somebody else's baby or something like that. And that's not something that we peddle in. But they do want to know how to live their lives and how to live their lives better and more efficiently and with greater joy. And I think that when you can find a celebrity who can give them that information, how to lose weight or give them a healthy recipe, then that's what they really respond to.
For those who argue, a very good friend of mine who happens to be in your company, Nick Matarazzo. Nick and I talk a lot about the industry, if you will. And we've talked about the magazines are dying. And it's not a question of whether they're dying or not. Isn't it a question of, and Nick and I have talked about this, where you wind up and how you wind up dealing with new media, the online world?
Yeah.
Because you're not going away.
Right. No, we're not going away, and our readers have a huge appetite for print. I mean, we're doing really well on the newsstand right now, and it's...
You are?
Yeah, we are, actually.
On the newsstand?
Yes, we are. And I think that it really shows that readers, our readers especially, I think, look at this magazine as something that they can kind of lean back with at the end of the day. We're a woman's day. I mean, we covered all aspects of her day. We don't cover things like housekeeping, or we don't cover things like relationship advice and things like that. No, we don't. But we cover things that give her a lot of joy and things that are really meaningful to her in her life.
Talk about the online piece. How do you, as the editor-in-chief, balance the print side, right? Responding to those who want to feel it.
Right.
I'm one of those people. My wife gets more and more magazines online.
Right.
And I still like to feel it, mark it up, to
Yay,
refer to it later.
You.
And that's me.
Yeah.
That could be a generational thing. I'm not sure what it is, but
I don't think it's a generational thing. I mean, I have
personal preference?
Yeah, I think it might be personal preference. But I mean, I have a 15-year-old daughter who does not like to read anything, doesn't like to read magazines online. She likes to pick it up too, so it may be personal. But how we respond to it is, we have a big presence in social media, especially.
Right, I know.
So, we're on Facebook. We have an enormous Pinterest page. Pinterest has a lot of synergy with our reader. So, for us, the digital world is very much a piece of our brand, but I think the print piece is, as you said, it's not going away. It's still very popular.
But here's the thing. You don't have online what you have in print, because if you were to do the same thing, the question someone would ask is, so why am I buying the magazine? How do you create that synergy where it makes sense?
Well, I think that there's a good overlap with Women's Day Online and the magazine, and there's some stories that exist in both places. But I think that what womensday.com is doing is creating an online experience where we're creating a print experience. And I think that they do things that we don't do online. For instance, relationships is one of the areas that they do cover and we don't. And that works extremely well for them. And in print, we do a ton of recipes and a lot of food, and that's something that works really well for us in print.
Your background before you came to this position, describe it.
I've worked in magazines for 26 years. I just described myself as a survivor. And I've worked for many magazine companies. I've worked for a variety of magazines, but I have a deep, deep grounding in women's service, and it's something I'm very passionate about.
In women's service?
Yes, women's service magazine. So
do you love magazines?
I do. I do.
When did you know? I always ask. I ask Broadway performers who come on here and people in the media, artists, actors, whatever. When did you know It's interesting, but this is your art form. This is your thing. When did you know?
I think that I started reading magazines when I was about probably 12 or 13, and there were a couple magazines that I remember really being pivotal in my childhood. One was 17 magazine, of course, and the other one was Time magazine. My parents got it, and I think it was sort of their way of, you know, keeping up with the world, and I think that that really had a big influence on me. But 17 was candy, you know, that was just wonderful to read that. And I think I've just had a love affair with magazines ever since, and read them voraciously. I probably read about, I don't know, 15 to 20 magazines a month.
To be able to talk about surviving, you know, for 75, 76 years that Women's Day has been out there, the question becomes, for the next 76, how do you stay competitive? I mean, describe what happens in the next decade.
Well, I think it's really about being relatable and relevant to our readers, and sort of giving them what they're looking for at any particular point in their lives. One of the areas that we've been expanding and are going to continue to expand in the next, you know, in the next 6 months, especially, is our style section. Like, fashion and beauty is really, really all of a sudden becoming really important to our readers, and I think it's partially because you know, it's been a rough kind of 10 years for a lot of the women in our audience, and I think that they've found that when they look good, they feel good. And fortunately, there's so many wonderful stores out there where they can get clothes that don't cost an arm and a leg, and that's what we feature in the magazine, is low price point clothing.
It is low price?
It is pretty low, yeah. I mean, it's value focused. And so you can go, they can see a wonderful dress from JCPenney or a great dress from Target, and then they can go and buy it there. And it's within their price range, so for not a lot of money, they can actually feel really good. Last question. You've had this passion for 20-some-odd years for magazines, for the industry, for the feel, for what's in them. Right.
On a scale from 1 to 10 today, where's that passion level?
Oh, 10, absolutely.
Still?
Yeah, absolutely.
Lost none of it?
Yeah, absolutely not. I mean, I think I have a very deep respect and connection for this audience, and you know, I loved going out and talking to them and listening to them.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating 25 years of broadcast excellence in partnership with St. Joseph's Healthcare System. Funding has been provided by Hackensack University Health Network, Sun National Bank, New Jersey Natural Gas, United Water, County College of Morris, the Merck Company Foundation, and by Fedway Associates, Inc. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.
This healthcare message is brought to you by MD Advantage Insurance Company of New Jersey.
Choosing a new family doctor can be confusing. Check with your health insurer to see which physicians near you participate with your plan. Find out which hospitals the doctor uses and who covers when the doctor is away. And remember to schedule an appointment with your new doctor in advance to fill out any paperwork without the added stress of being sick.